From the mount of crucifixion, fountains open deep and wide, through the floodgates of God's mercy, flowed a vast and gracious tide, grace and love like mighty rivers, poured incessant from above, and heaven's peace and perfect justice kissed the guilty world in love.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining me for a Mercy Poured Forth on Wednesday, July 20th. So glad you could be here. We are halfway through our week. So looking forward to Shabbat and what is in store for us. Learn something new each week, and just the strength and restoration we receive cannot make me any more looking forward to that time. I would like to, before I start, just go over quickly our schedule for the week. I know we've got more and more shows coming up, so we will be adding those to this calendar once we get a little bit more details. As of now, though, this is our current schedule. We do have a busy rest of the week. Later this afternoon, I will actually be joining Chris McIntyre on Out of Africa, filling in for Shell. Hard shoes to fill, but I will do my best. That's going to be at 1 p.m. Eastern. And then we have our premiere with Robert Wagner tonight, his new show, Saved by Grace, at 7 p.m. So looking forward to that. Hope you can tune in and join, listen to his story. He's got amazing insight and just a lot of great revelations that he's come through over the years, and such a great friend. I look forward to hearing what he has to say. Also, we do have our Mercy Poured Forth schedule here. Sunday is Robert, Monday is Catherine, Tuesday is Shell, today is me, James, Thursday is Shell again, and Friday is my wife, Lee. So we hope these morning episodes are a blessing to you. I love starting my day off just hearing a quick word of encouragement. And I know, in this time of life, it's not always easy to start the morning off in the right foot. So I really encourage you to watch these and hope that they bless you like they have me. So today I would like to talk about belief or faith. I know they are kind of interchangeable, but as I dug in a little bit deeper, I realized that there is some differences. So I just wanted to go over those and hope that you can glean from this message today. I've got a few definitions for the two. An acceptance that a statement is true or that something exists. Complete trust or confidence in something or someone. A strong belief in God or in the doctrines of religion based on spiritual apprehension rather than proof. So when I dug into the Hebrew, I found that word is emunah, which is understood in English to mean faith or belief, but it is often also translated as faithfulness. And yet it describes much more than just believing a statement about God. It reveals a life of full reliance upon Him. This is important because the Western concept of faith places the action on the one you have faith in, such as faith in yahuah, but the Hebrew word emunah places the action on the one who supports yahuah. It is not a knowing that yahuah will act, but rather I will do what I can to support yahuah. The word translated as believed is a modern-day translation which raises questions about the meaning of the text. Did the Israelites not believe in yahuah? They had trust issues, but not belief issues. The context of what was going on before the crossing of the Red Sea proves that the word has the meaning of trust and not believe. The Israelites believed in Yah, but did not trust Him. But after they saw the intervention, they reached the level of emunah, which is trust. I want to say welcome to everybody here. Asia, Blood of the Lamb. I see my wife. I see some new folks' faces as well. So glad you could be here. Try to read my comments and not neglect those as well. So here in the pictograph, we see the aleph is the picture of an ox head and illustrates the strength of an animal. It can mean strong, power, or leader. The mem illustrates water or waves. As a nomadic people, the Hebrews feared the waves or waters of the ocean. So the letter came to mean chaos, mighty, or blood. The vav represents a tent peg or nail and means to secure, connect, or establish. The nun represents a seed or sprout and gives us the meaning of continuing to a new generation. It can have the meaning of continuing, perpetuating, sustaining, offspring, or heir. The hay pictograph represents a man with his hands in the air, trying to get someone's attention. It suggests look, reveal, or behold. So one of these interpretations could mean trying to get our attention. Behold, the giver of life who seeks to establish continual life or activity in us. Faith then is the action of our life that reveal our relationship with the life giver. Our faith brings a life that has purpose. I do have a few verses today I'd like to share with you. Of course, these are very well known. First one is out of Mark 16:15. And he said unto them, Go ye into all the world, and preach the Besorah to every creature. He that believes and is baptized shall be saved, but he that believes not shall be damned. You know, with this Heart of the Tribe platform, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to reach the four corners. We know our time is short. We won't always have the internet. It's not always going to be just a click of a button to log in and to watch whatever we want. So we are trying to utilize our time and reach all of you that are seeking him. We're just so excited to be able to do this. We all have our own unique twists and insight on things, and just the amount of knowledge that we can combine and share for the one greater good of our Father has just been so uplifting. And like I said, I hope you're enjoying these programs like I have. Matthew 18:6. But whosoever shall offend one of these little ones which believe in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hung around his neck, and that he were drowned in the depth of the sea. This is something we have to be careful with. You know, we do not want to be the one throwing those stumbling blocks on this narrow path. There's already plenty of those laying out there for us to fall on with the temptations in life that Hasatan has set. You know, the faithful, the ones seeking him, are the ones he's most concerned with. Those that are in the world, you know, just comfortable with life, he's not concerned with those, because he's almost won, you know, with them. The ones that are truly seeking him, trying to follow his commands, those are the people that are going to be susceptible to attacks and to the stumbling. And so we just want to make sure that we lift brothers and sisters up, help them along the way, because it is a narrow path, and it's important to make sure that we're not falling into that trap by laying those stumbling blocks ourselves. Another great verse out of James 2:14. What does it profit, my brethren, through a man he has faith, and have not works? Can faith save him? If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, Depart in peace, be ye warmed and filled, notwithstanding ye give them not those things which are needful to the body, what does it profit? Even so faith, if it has not works, is dead, being alone. Yea, a man may say, You have faith, and I have works. Show me your faith without works, and I will show you my faith by my works. You believe that there is one Elohim. You do well. The devils also believe and tremble. You know, having faith and works is much different than just faith alone. You know, we will reap what we sow, and we will be able to tell others by the fruit they bear, whether it be good or bad. It's easy to have faith in something, but to roll up your sleeves and do that hard work that it takes to stay on this path, that's a whole nother thing. So it's important that we're not only talking the talk, but we walk the walk to back that up. Here we've got Hebrews, and after reading this, I just realized I needed to read the whole chapter. It was so fabulous. It really just summarizes a lot of main characters we see throughout the Bible, how they not only had faith, but used their faith, and it ended up blessing them, even if they didn't see the final outcome. So here I'm going to start. It is a little lengthy, but this is Hebrews chapter 11. Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. For by it the elders obtained a good report. Through faith we understand that the worlds were framed by the word of Elohim, so that things which are seen were not made of things which do appear. By faith Havel offered unto Elohim a more excellent sacrifice than Cain, by which he obtained witness that he was righteous. Elohim testified of his gifts, and by it he being dead yet speaks. By faith Hanok was translated that he should not see death, and was not found, because Elohim had translated him. For before his translation he had this testimony, that he pleased Elohim. But without faith it is impossible to please him. For he that comes to Elohim must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. By faith Noach, being warned of Elohim of things not seen as yet, moved with fear, prepared an ark to the saving of his house, by the which he condemned the world, and became heir of the righteous, which is by belief. By faith Abraham, when he was called to go out into a place which he should after receive for an inheritance, obeyed, and he went out, not knowing whither he went. By faith he sojourned in the land of promise, as in a strange country, dwelling in tabernacles with Yitzhak and Yaakov, the heirs with him of the same promise. For he looked for a city which has foundations, whose builder and maker is Elohim. Through faith also Sarah herself received strength to conceive seed, and was delivered of a child when she was past age, because she judged him faithful who had promised. Therefore sprang there even of one, and of as good as dead, so many as the stars of the sky in the multitude, and as the sand which is by the seashore innumerable. These are all dead in faith, not having received the promises, but having seen them far off, and were persuaded of them, and embraced them, and confessed that they were strangers and pilgrims of the earth. For they that say such things declare plainly that they seek a country. And truly, if they had been mindful of that country from whence they came out, they might have had opportunity to have returned. But now they desire a better country, that is, a heavenly. Wherefore Elohim is not ashamed to be called their Elohim, for he has prepared for them a city. By faith Abraham, when he was tried, offered up Yitzhak, and he that had received the promises offered up his yhvh, of whom it was said, that in Yitzhak shall your seed be called, accounting that Elohim was able to raise him up even from the dead, from whence also he received in a figure. By faith Yitzhak blessed Yaakov and Esau concerning things to come. By faith Yaakov, when he was a dying, blessed both the sons of Joseph, and worshipped, leaning upon the top of his staff. By faith Joseph, when he died, made mention of the departing of the children of Yasharel, and gave commandment concerning his bones. By faith Moshe, when he was born, was hid 3 months of his parents, because they saw he was a proper child, and they were not afraid of the king's commandment. By faith Moshe, when he was come to years, refused to be called the son of Pharaoh's daughter, choosing rather to suffer affliction with the people of Elohim than to enjoy the pleasure of sin for a season, esteeming the reproach of Mashiach greater riches than the treasures in Mitzrayim, for he had respect unto the recompense of the reward. By faith he forsook Mitzrayim, not fearing the wrath of the king, for he endured, as seeing him who is invisible. Through faith he kept the Pesach and the sprinkling of blood, lest he that destroyed the firstborn should touch them. By faith they passed through the Red Sea as by dry land, which the Mitzrayim essaying to do were drowned. By faith, the walls of Jericho fell down after they were compassed about 7 days. By faith, the harlot Rahab perished not with them that believed not, when she had received the spies with peace. And what shall I say more? For the time would fail me to tell of Gideon, and of Barak, and of Shimshon, and of Yiptak, of David also, and Shemiel, and of the prophets, who through faith subdued kingdoms, wrought righteousness, obtained promises, stopped the mouths of lions, quenched the violence of fire, escaped the edge of the sword, out of weakness were made strong, waxed valiant in fight, turned to fight the armies of the aliens. Women received their dead raised to life again, and others were tortured, not accepting deliverance that they might obtain a better resurrection. And others had trial of cruel mockings and scourgings, yea, moreover of bonds and imprisonment. They were stoned, they were sawn asunder, were tempted, were slain with the sword. They wandered about in sheepskins and goatskins, being destitute, afflicted, tormented, of whom the world was not worthy. They wandered in deserts and in mountains and in dens and caves of the earth. And of these all, having obtained a good report through faith, received not the promise, Elohim having provided some better thing for us, that they without us should not be made perfect. That was just an incredible chapter. I just loved what it said and the promise that it gives, the hope that we have. You know, we may not see that promised land in our lifetime, but it is promised, and we will receive that if we follow him and stay on that path. It's not always going to be easy. There's going to be persecution and mocking, possibly even death, but we are called to preach the good word, to be a disciple of his. And I just want to encourage you that when times do get tough, stay strong to know that you are promised that land, even if we have to wander through the desert for 40 plus years. There is a greater heaven awaiting. And I just wanted to finish with this last verse out of Ecclesiasticus 2, 1 through 6. My son, if you come to serve Yahuah, prepare your soul for temptation. Set your heart aright and constantly endure, and make not haste in time of trouble. Cleave unto him and depart not away, that you may be increased at your last end. Whatsoever is brought upon you, take cheerfully, and be patient when you are changed to a low estate. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity. Believe in him, and he will help you. Order your way aright and trust in him. Growing up, just facing the challenges that I have, you just kind of want to ask why? Why me? Why do I have to go through this? But now, looking back, I'm so thankful for those challenging moments, because when you realize that's how the impurities are burned away with gold and silver, that's how you become pure. You have to face those challenges. You have to be put in the fire to become pure. And it's just a blessing when you realize that, persecution can be a blessing. And that's kind of sounds like an oxymoron. It's hard to wrap your mind around that. But really, when you realize that you're being persecuted because you are doing the things that are commanded, you're living that righteous lifestyle, it is a blessing, and it shows. And we're just called to be that light on the hill for those in the dark. And that's what we're doing here at Heart of the Tribe. We hope that all of our shows can provide you something to glean on, to encourage you and lift you up throughout your week. So thank you so much for tuning in today. I hope that you've enjoyed this and that it gives you a new look on the word faith, and how it's not only a belief and a mental thing, but we physically have to act that out and work with Yah in accomplishing this. So like I said, thank you so much for joining me. Hope you tune in later for Out of Africa, and then later this evening, Saved by Grace. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
On the mount of crucifixion, fountains open deep and wide, through the floodgates of of God's mercy flowed a vast and gracious tide. Grace and love like mighty rivers poured incessant from above, and heaven's peace and perfect justice kissed the guilty world in love.